Okay, so Catherine, you were just telling us about that long, boring part of the body
Yes.
that can be a little challenging. I guess you just have to find a new show to watch or a good audiobook.
That's what we're doing. We're binge watching. I mean, I love it, and I've used my cords to try it on. It fits great. I love the way it looks. So I'm doing my
Beautiful.
best.
Can I ask what yarn that is?
It's the Pima. It's the same as yours,
Whoa.
just in a different color. I absolutely love it.
Mm, beautiful. So nice.
Hello, Iris. Thank you so much for sending
Hi,
me the
Ronnie.
link. I love your sweater. I love the stripes on you.
Thank you
And
so much.
you must be thrilled to have your son home.
Yep, my son is home and I got to wear my anchor at the memorial service
Oh,
this
great.
past weekend.
Nice.
I will say that it was the first sunny day that they had in weeks in Western Massachusetts. And to that effect, after the service, you know how it is, people keep coming. We were a lot of talking. I got such a bad sunburn on the back. I don't even
Oh,
know you can see it, but it was so bad that today was the first day that I woke up not feeling like in pain. So, the nice scoop, you know, the back, the neckline
right.
that dips down, it
Yeah.
looks lovely. Should have worn sunscreen.
Oh
Can
no.
I show you my shift? The one that I'm following it exactly, no modifications. Can I hold it up?
Of course.
I'm at the end, getting to the end of, I'm almost at the end of section 5. Here it
Oh,
is.
pretty.
Wow.
You think?
Hold on, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I'm spotlighting you so we can make
Okay,
sure that you're up
here it is.
there.
Oh, so pretty.
Wow.
So
The only
gorgeous.
question yes, I'm following the directions exactly. The only question that I have is that, you know me, I'm so worried about the shaping. So the shaping is correct on the one side where, you know, you went out and then it goes up, 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 straight up.
Mhm.
But I don't think it's till section 6 that the other sides go straight up.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, that's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm doing my best.
Oh, great, Ronnie. I'm so glad that you're having success. And boy, your eye for color is something pretty awesome. I love
Well,
that.
you know what? You know, I'm going to wear this with jeans. And this is the Zauberball cotton
Mm.
in 2 different colors. And then the solid blue, light blue is just Vitrin
Love
cotton.
it.
We'll
Love it.
see. Hopefully, it'll be nice.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're back with us. So Linda, because we weren't recording before, would you give us, I'm going to spotlight you if you're willing, and we could get you talking about your finished anchors. Yay.
Well, it's almost finished in that I have like strings hanging that I have to weave in. And I really never knew like how to manage the very last stitch, like around the arms and the bottom and the neck. There must be some trick to it so that it doesn't come up, you know, so it's not uneven. Yeah,
And
but
so
that
Linda,
comes with the weaving in.
I just want to say you used Pima cotton, and what was the color?
It was like a lemon yellow. I
Mm,
think it was called
Yes.
lemon.
It's
pretty.
just stunning on you. It's beautiful. Can we see
Yeah.
the sleeves? Yes. Would you
So
yes,
pretty.
perfect.
Great.
Mhm.
Wow, gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean,
Really nice.
I was surprised how, you know, because I'm not used to this top down picking up sleeves and raglan stuff. The only thing that is funny about this is it's a little, I don't think it's too short, but the reason why I ended it with like a little bit, I think less rows, is because I ran out of yarn and I didn't
Mhm.
want to add yarn and make a lump or something in that ribbing, because you know how ribbing spreads. I thought I wouldn't be able to
Mm.
hide it. So it turned
Mm.
out good.
How
And
many skeins did you use?
Oh gosh. I think how many did I get? I don't know, but I have one that I didn't even touch and one that's like I guess half a skein.
I'm doing an XL and I'm using the Pima. I got 8. So I think I'm
I think
5
I got
in.
6. I think I got 6.
Oh, so yours must be half the size of mine, because I bought 3. Mine must be bigger.
I think I did the second size or the third size. I can't remember, but whatever it was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I started doing the next size. And then I tried it and I like as best I could. And it just seemed like this was going to be better in terms of.
But Sherry, you're also using different yarn, right? You're using Sonata.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
my skeins must be bigger because I only.
They definitely are bigger.
Oh,
They're
okay.
huge.
That's all I meant. Yeah.
Back to your question though, Linda, about the little sometimes irregularity when you finish. I would say that that's definitely something that I usually finagle as I'm weaving in those ends, tucking them away. I'll just kind of like, I don't even know if I have a system. It's just I sort of start, manipulating it a little bit here and there, pulling a stitch, lifting a loop, and then I start weaving in, and pretty soon I couldn't tell actually I can't tell the front from the back, except for
Right.
a very handy and unintentionally placed yarn over that I must not have gone through the back for. So there's a tiny little hole and it's right in the center.
That's interesting.
So now I've got a back and a front, and it's very easy to see.
Yeah, well, I have my string in the back, so that's how I knew. But I don't know how that will work when I weave
Well,
it
you
in.
know what Kristen was just saying, because she was had a couple of ideas, but she said that sometimes if she's got something like this, she'll weave in her end in the back, but then leave an intentional little tail so she
That's
can
a good
see,
idea.
which I thought that was very clever.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. Good to see you all. How's it coming?
I'll show you mine. This is how far I've gotten.
Nice.
Hold on. This is how far I've gotten.
Love that color.
On the 4, I'm on the last. I've got 8 rows left before I see the raglan.
Great. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And actually, I wanted to show you guys this. So I don't use regular markers because when my kids were little, we got all these straws, and I literally just sliced off the straws, and we have all different colors of plastic. So I just slice them and I use different colors of straw slices for my markers.
That's a great
Totally
idea.
ingenious. Yeah.
And then I don't care if I lose one.
Perfect, and a good way to repurpose the plastic straws of our lives instead of putting them in a landfill. That's a beautiful color, Sherry. I love it.
I think it will be really nice. It's hard to tell next going to be. Everybody's seemed to be different sizes. Like yours really wide, but Linda's is, a little more fitted. I don't know. It's hard to.
And I'm wondering if that's also our yarn too, because with the linen and, sort of more drapey, and then, so it's a little variable.
Yeah, I did sort of put it over my head, but I don't know if when I do that, how big it's going to be. It's kind of hard to tell. I think it'll be fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Anybody else feel like giving us a little bit of a progress report?
Well, I got the yarn ordered and sent for my sleeve that I ran out. So now I'm working on both sleeves together.
Yay!
Can't decide whether to make it 3/4 or full length now that I have enough yarn. So that's my dilemma, but a good
Love
one.
that. Yeah.
I tried it on this morning and it looks good. So I'm back to the sleeves.
Fantastic. Mary Ellen Mulhern, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm I'm on the body, but I did one sleeve and I put it on. I have a lot of needles. Put it on, used another ball and put it on another set of needles. And I tried this on this morning and the sleeve is long enough. So I just need to do the little cuff, the cuff. So I should have done stripes or something. I don't know. It's having a hard time with it, but I will show you. I finished the Anker baby cardigan that I started way before we even knew we were doing this, but this, I didn't get bored with this.
Oh, cute. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pin you. I'm going to spotlight you so we can make sure we see that. Okay. Oh my gosh.
I love it. I have to, how do you get the pattern for that?
It's on Ravelry. It's called the Ankers jacket.
And can you get, what's the smallest size it comes?
Like 0 to 3 months.
Oh, well, oh, that's
And
perfect.
it goes up to, I think 6 or 7 or maybe even 10 or 12.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
And what's
But
your,
they also
what's your,
have, oh, I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead.
They also have this as a pullover, which would be easier because you don't have to do the button bands. So for a gift, next time I might do the pullover. And this just goes so quick. And it's exactly the same.
Wow.
Exactly.
And so
But
do
you
you
have to pick up stitches for the band though?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You pick up
so,
stitches.
What is the yarn weight?
DK.
Mhm.
This is Barocco vintage. Vintage
nice.
DK. Vintage DK.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful.
But this was really fun. Mm.
That's fabulous. Great. Love to see that. And so I guess my question for you is, do you have a new show that you're watching while you're bored with the body, or are you listening to a book? Nope.
I need to do
Slogging
something.
away.
I need to do something.
It's a tricky thing with you know, a knit along, and what we've been talking, Kristen and I, about is, you know, you want something that's engaging but not too hard. And you know, our challenge is always, well, we're knitters, we like to figure things out, right? But if you're doing too much figuring out and you're getting stressed, that's not fun
That's
either.
not
So
good.
it's
No.
hard. I will recommend the audiobook that I just listened to on my trip. Has anybody here read or listened to Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garment?
I'm in the middle of
I
it.
read it. It's great.
For our
It's
book.
a great book.
Yeah.
Such a good book, and I love it on
is.
audio.
Love it.
The reader was excellent. So if you are an Audible
okay.
person, maybe that's a good book. It was so enjoyable. I felt like I loved those characters, all of them.
So
Well,
good.
thank you for the tip.
So good.
I'm not a huge TV watcher. I mean, I don't don't watch a lot of movies. I watch Home and Garden or the Food Channel, you know, things like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe books will be more
Yeah.
conducive. I'm taking my earrings because I don't want them to be bumping on my AirPods. Who else has a little update for us? Susan, how are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna I'm always afraid about losing stitches.
Yeah.
Little things on. So it's going slower than I'd like it to, but I mean, I dedicate time to it every day, but I mean, it's happening. Are you able to see it?
It's lovely.
I hope
Oh
it's
my
not going to
gosh.
be too small. It seems so small right now. Did anyone else experience that? Like on
Yeah.
the needles, it seems small.
Yes, I thought it was going to be much too small, and that's why I tried it on as soon as I got to the end of the ribbing. And once you put it on the cord, you'll be surprised how wide it is and nice and drapey.
So I just put the cord on each end of my needles, right? Needle 1, needle 2.
No, you know what I did? I used a large eye like tapestry needle, plastic tapestry needle, and that was really, really easy to get it through.
So you didn't use a barber cord.
I did use the barber cord, but I put it on I will actually show you what I put it on. So I used the barber cord and it fit right through the eye of one of these. I don't know if you could see.
Oh yeah.
So I put it right through there and just did it like I was sewing.
And so
And
you pulled all your stitches off the needle?
Yep.
Needles? Oh
Yep.
gosh, that's the kind of stuff that makes me nervous.
I know, it made me nervous. I will say that getting it back on the needles was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, but using this made it very easy to put it on the cord.
So is the other option too to not use a needle, just to put the barber cord on the end
Mhm.
and
And
slide
put
them on
stitches
over?
on. That defeats the purpose of the barber cord, I would think.
What?
Which one?
Putting it on the needle, because the barber cord looks like you just stick it on the end of your needle and slip the stitches over.
Yeah, I was worried about dropping one. So I was much more comfortable having it on the needle.
Because I still like the scrap yarn, using the scrap yarn. I haven't converted yet.
Well,
And do
once
I
you go to
have
the barber
to-
cord, you will not go back, Eileen. And you
Right.
won't
I'm
believe
getting
it.
more.
Like I need to move all the stitches onto the long barber cord and like
Mhm.
put the needles away.
Just
And then tie it
you'll
on?
I mean, yeah, and then you can tie the barber cord, so you'll like double
Yep.
knot it or
Yeah.
whatever. And then you can just put it right over
Just-
top of yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's easy to get it back on the needles without messing up the front, the back, this, that, all that stuff.
You just put the cord back on.
I
Yeah.
thought it was a little bit hard to get them back on because when I put it on, you know, it stretches out and the barber cord is much smaller than the needle. And so when I put it on, it kind of pulled the stitches a little bit tighter onto the cord. And so I did that. I did it. I was able to do it. You have to pay attention. But it was definitely easier getting it on than getting it off.
Okay.
And you know, the other thing is, just to reassure you, just go slow, and you know, you'll have the stitches on that needle tip, and you're just going to be squishing them on to the cord and moving them over, and then when you go to put them back on, it's just sort of the same thing. Just go slow. It'll make sense to you once you're doing it. You know, I think it's a little bit of a weird thing to talk about because it sounds crazy, but it'll be fine. And then I think, like what Kat said, once you put it on, you're going to be so surprised how it fits. I think it's going to be beautiful.
Okay. Well, honestly, at this point, I'm not ripping it out. I'm like, it's too small. I'm giving it away.
I said the same thing, and then it fit beautifully.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Well, let's see. Pat, what are you working on now?
Well, I debated as to whether to do another anchor, and I thought, no, I'll do the other one.
Cool.
This one.
Yeah.
You can't see it because it's dark. So, and I'm just sitting here because I'm just to the place where you split off for the raglan.
Mhm.
This is my color that I'm using. Don't know if you can see the little ribs.
Yep.
I discovered way back in the beginning, I dropped a stitch. So now I'm wondering what I should do. Where is that little puppy? I just saw it. I'll have to find it again.
You want to just stick a locking stitch marker in there just to
that's what
hang
I
on
need
to it?
do. I shouldn't have looked away because now I can't find it, but I'll find it while we're chatting. But anyway, and so in between my two anchors, there's my two anchors all done.
Amazing.
I did something for this winter. It's a cowl and that I used some scrap yarn that I had. So it's a long cowl that goes over your shoulders. So this winter, I'm going to be really, really snuggy warm.
I love it, Pat.
Isn't it
That's
pretty?
beautiful.
And it's got just enough change, so you can see it's got designs on every.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
called something south. Hang on, maybe I got it here a second. South of the border or something. Wait a minute. It's called All Points South Ravelry. And it's got
Thank you.
each little section's got a different design, so you're not bored.
I love that.
All the way
Yeah, I
down.
like
Isn't
that.
pretty? It went pretty fast
Gorgeous.
and it's so soft. Can't wait for
Oh, that's
winter.
great.
Can you share
So-
the name of the pattern again?
Yes, it's called All Points South.
I will
Okay.
try to remember
it
to
looks
link
like
that
it-
in
It
our.
looks like that red thing right there.
Okay.
Nice. I will link it in our notes today
Yeah.
from this Zoom.
That's a
too,
good one.
just in
And you could probably use a different color for every stripe, but I just happen to have those 3 colors and use them.
Could you show us the other pattern that you were working on, the other anchor?
Yes, it's come on.
That's the derecho, which was the other one.
This
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
there was a choice.
Well, that was the one that we
had a
voted
couple of
on.
options back in the beginning, whether we wanted this one or the Anker.
Oh, I'd like to, what's the name of it?
It's called derecho, DERECHO.
Thank you very much.
And it is a little, it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be, but it's fun. It does the short rows on the back, on the collar. So it does short rows and then got some increases, and it's just straight knitting. But
Wait, can I ask you a question? Are the short rows German short rows or wrap
Yes.
and turn?
I'll wrap and turn.
Because I have a lot of trouble with that. I'm starting.
Yeah, because then you have to knit the wraps when you go back, and for me,
Okay, thanks.
because I'm using this Remix Light, Barocco's Remix Light, it's hard to see my wraps, so it was hard to find them. But anyway, it was a lesson. It was something I learned, and if we're not learning, it's cool.
That's so great.
Running out.
Let's see, who have we have not heard from. Beth McLean. How are you, Beth?
I'm good. So I had originally hoped to use some Patton's Grace that I had at home. And then as I went down through the neckline, it was variegated and it started pooling. And I didn't like how the colors were pooling. So then someone suggested that I alternate skeins, but it was still pooling. So I went back and I found unlabeled, so I'm pretty sure it's cotton, some turquoise, and switched up. Let me see if I can switch.
There we go. Ooh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Switch up. So I'm in that boring part, the body, and just trying to get it down there. But I think it's going to be a little bit heavier than the other one is. So I actually was thinking that I might make the sleeves 3/4 so that I would be more of a fall, early spring versus a summer. And then look for some lighter weight yarn to actually go back and do it again in and more as a summer top. I'm trying to decide. So I have a lot of some lighter weight yarn, but I don't have enough to do a whole one. And I was trying to decide if there was a way to make the top pattern part in one color and then go to a different color in the body, or to alternate I just having a hard time envisioning, like, not if I don't do a solid, like what it would look like. So,
Aren't there a couple people in the group that were doing 2 colors? And I know
Yeah.
I bought 2 colors because with the sections up top, I think I got blue and white for my next one. I'm going to start it out in the blue, and then I'm going to do white, and then I'm going to do blue, and then I'm going to do white, and then I'll do the body in blue. So you could do a whole rainbow up top if you wanted to.
yeah, I was thinking about that because, but my colors are really bright. They're really bright. So I have like, it's like a bright yellow, a green, bright green, and like a coral. And I was like, I don't want it to look like a clown collar. That was my challenge. So I was trying to figure out how I could, use some of what I have at home. So I'm still working around that, but I do want to do it in a lighter weight yarn, so that it's more of a summer.
What are you going to use for the body? What color for the body? If you put the stripes in the
I
top?
don't know, because I know like the one I have, the ones in the bright colors are that Mojave yarn. It's more of a sport weight by Kelborn Woolens. And so I don't know what I would have to mix up with that. So still thinking about it. How I might be able to do it. I have a lot of like grays, and I didn't know something like that would look good. Sometimes I struggle with color combinations.
I
so,
do too. That's my worst thing is color.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the update on that, Beth. Who else? How about Teresa? Teresa, do you want to give us an update?
Sure. So I am also on the body, like everyone else. I have too small needle cord diameter right now because I have too many projects going on. But yeah, just kind of on cruise control, kind of happy for it actually, because I kind of burnt out on knitting for a while a couple weeks ago, and so just being able to not really pay attention to it while I watch TV and stuff is good for me right now to be able to make some pretty fast progress with that. Yeah, but I'm happy with how it's looking, and I am still really liking the green I picked, and yeah.
I think that green will look great with your overalls. We've
Yeah,
had so many people that are doing their second, that are already buying their own for their second one, because it's a pretty fast knit and it's a pretty comfortable wardrobe item once you got it finished, as Pat could concur.
I have worn both of mine now out. So yeah.
Well, thanks, Teresa. It looks good, and I'm glad that you're happy with a little cruise control right now.
Got to find some new shows though.
Yeah.
Just finished a series and I have to find something else.
What do you like to watch?
A lot of like dramas and like murder mysteries, but when I'm knitting something that I don't actually have to pay a lot of attention to, I like watching things in different languages. So
good subtitles, yeah, definitely. Susan, do you have a question?
I do. So I'm gonna have to join yarn soon. And I remember reading about using a knot and watching the video. Is everyone using a knot? Is it like, I've never used a knot to join yarn before? So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the thought about using a knot with cotton and linen yarn is because it's not fuzzy like a wool yarn, that when you weave it in, a wool yarn is going to kind of, because of the fibers, will be more likely to stay in place. that being said, I have a really dear friend who's a passionate knitter. She's been knitting for probably 50 years. And she's like, I've never woven in I'm always knotting, you know, when she joined. I mean, obviously weaving in the beginning and the end, but she's like, I've used knots all this time, never had a problem, never had it untie. I admit that this project was the first project that I used a knot in, and seems fine. And I've used that magic knot, which sort of self tightens on itself, like we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Right.
I finally realized I many years ago had like a, you know, not a class where we learned knots, and I was like, I know there's a name for the two knots that you're doing. It's two half hitches, which slide together really nicely and then tighten on themselves. So it's pretty secure. And then with the ones that I had to actually weave in, I just sort of like made a few extra weaves, and I also tried to sort of squish it out going this way and that way, so I was sure that I had plenty and it wasn't gonna, you know, shrink up once there was expansion, if that makes sense.
I think so. So when you joined the yarn by a knot, so you're joining the old to the new. So usually like with wool, so, and I'm using the Noro. So with wool, I would just like join the yarn and like keep it doubled up for like 3 or 4 stitches and then, you know, let it go. Did you do that as well? Or did you just do the knot?
I did.
Who did?
I did.
Oh,
And then
okay.
when I got finished, when the garment was finished and I went back to weave in my tails, I knotted it there and then wove it in.
So you like made a knot on your tail and then took it through.
So I wove it through a stitch or two that's not noticeable, like you would weave in, and I knotted it like you would a sewing, like you were sewing. So I put a knot right there and then wove the rest of the tail in.
Oh, I see. So you wove it a little bit, knotted it, and then wove the rest.
Yes.
I see. Okay. So you're really secure. Like
hoping, I was hoping, yeah, that it doesn't.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank
you. My dad's an engineer, a retired engineer, and he talks about being a belt and suspenders guy, which is probably a very engineer type. I think Pat is a belt and suspenders girl. Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. We haven't heard from Wendy. How are you, Wendy?
Well, I did a try on today. Whoops, can you hear me?
Yep.
So got both. I switched to the sleeves and got both of the sleeves done. I'm just binding off the sleeves, but
pretty.
I tried it on today. It seemed really big, and it also seemed like it really wasn't my color. I felt like I looked yellow in it, so kind of struggling today with it. But when I did the body, when I was doing it, I can do it continental style, so that goes quicker for me. And then I switched and did both sleeves after I watched your video, which was really good, and the sleeves went well. So I don't know, I'm making another one in purple in a better color, but I'm also debating on whether to change the size of it, whether this is really.
What size is that one?
This is an extra large. And I don't know, maybe it is.
And are you feeling like your gauge is pretty on the money?
It was when I did it. These are on a 7 and a 5. And I think the next one I'm going to do on a 6. To say the next one I'm doing with the line that the yarn, the pattern calls for. That's whereas this, I think this is so soft and cushy and nice. And my daughter said, you need a collared shirt under it. It doesn't look good.
That'd be great.
Or whatever. But no, I really have enjoyed making it. And it's my first adult sweater in like 30 or 40 years. I haven't done them for a long time.
Hooray! Oh, that's so great to hear. Yay.
Yeah, so it's fun. The first thing I've done to wear myself. So, but I think it's been great. It's been a great experience, and I love seeing everybody's styles and colors, and so. And then I got Cumbria yarn that you had, and I had some Cumbria, so I'm doing a baby blanket for one of my granddaughter's kids. So, the colors you had with the variegated Cumbria too. Is awesome. And I love yours, Iris. I mean, I love that Lanello. It's just striking. Did you wear it to the service?
I did. And I don't know if you were on at the beginning, but I got a pretty bad sunburn on the back of my neck because it was the first really sunny day that I feel like I've had this whole year in the spring. And I was just sort of, you know, talking to people more. I was trying to like get to the tent, but I was just, you know, but I was like, I can feel my back is burning while I'm talking, but it was so comfortable. I got a lot of compliments and it was perfectly in line with the day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And may I say something? Your sweater looks fabulous with your rainbow glasses.
I know that's so nerdy, right? But I
love them. I love them.
regular glasses or reading glasses.
They're
Yeah,
fabulous.
thank you. Well, Wendy, I'm wondering if, you know, your this one that's maybe going to be a little more drapey, you know, maybe that's just a sort of looser fit, relaxed. You've got, you know, you're going to the beach, you're going to a breezy outdoor party on a patio and it's just kind of flowy. Maybe that's how it'll turn out fitting you. Oh, you're muted, I think.
Once I block it, it may either blossom or shrink. I don't know. So
I think it's a great color.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. It looks lovely.
I love seeing Ronnie again. It's good to see you.
Yes, I was gonna
Thank
say,
you
hey,
so
Ron.
much. I'm
Missed you.
feeling much better this week.
Good.
Thank God.
Yay.
I'm on the mend. I think I'm on the mend. I even
Yeah.
sat outside on the patio for a while until my boss called and said, hey, this is a crazy day in Washington. Get back to work. I said, oh, I'm not well. Remember me? I'm not well. Yeah, you're well enough. So I'm kind of thinking about retiring. I'm kind of thinking about it. Because
It's great.
yeah, you know, I really, how long they'll let me work from home. They only let me do it because of this, you know, because of my whole medical issue. But now that I'm on the mend, I'm getting scared. I don't want to leave. I'm feeling comfortable. We'll see.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Thank
for
you. I'm so
sure.
glad to be back. And I'm so glad that I'm finally knitting the shift as it should be.
Oh, look how pretty.
Just so beautiful.
As it should
Gorgeous.
be, no modifications. And yeah. And that's why I think I need to keep staying home because I could wear jeans with this
There you go.
instead of black suits every day with the other one.
Bev, how are you doing? How's everything going for you?
Well, it's been a bit of a saga, but it's all good. So the first thing I did was get mixed up between 6mm needles and 6 US size needles. So the needles I had weren't working at all. So I contacted my favorite knitting store and got another pair sent, which came on Monday. And so I started knitting and I was on like that second row of the, what do we call that? The ribbing.
Yep.
And so I was so excited. So I tried it on. It looked like I was knitting a tent. So I have lost some weight. You guys can't tell from looking at me, but I have lost some weight. So I'm actually kind of excited. So I took out the tent and I'm just now restarting it in a smaller size.
Okay,
So that part excites me to no end. You know, because I want to be able to wear it. And I'm, you know, some people buy new clothes, I get reupholstered. So this is all good news to me. And I'm very, very excited. The other thing is, I'm not sure I've ever worked with anything this thin. So, and there's a reason my mother didn't name me Grace. So I kind of had to figure out how to work with the thinner yarn. So it's been a great learning experience. I have no complaints whatsoever, and I'm thrilled that I'm going to be making a smaller size. So kind of a pup tent instead of a regular tent.
Oh my gosh,
So.
I'm happy for you. This is exciting.
Oh, it's very exciting, very exciting.
And also, always your attitude always makes me happy too.
Oh, thank you. you know, but but the knitting, I'm going to tell you guys, the knitting is one of the reasons I'm losing weight. If I'm knitting, I can't be shoving food in my mouth.
Good
So,
point.
and it's also, you know, it's like when I have a really bad craving, I pick up, not this, I pick up a much simpler project like a scarf or something and knit for a while until the craving passes. And it's making a huge difference. And Iris, you cannot miss another day. That lack of inspiration was killing me last week.
Oh no.
I missed you all so much.
Aw, that's super, super sweet. Let's see. Well, it's good to hear from you. How about, I think, Jennifer, how are you doing today?
I'm actually recovering from COVID.
Oh no.
I never had it before, but Sunday I went to stand up and my knees felt like somebody had taken a sledgehammer to both of them. Like I felt crippled, and I have bad knees, but so at first I thought the gel injections didn't work, but it wasn't that. It's because I'm sick. And so I took a test and then took another test. They were both positive. So I'm taking the
Paxlovid,
Paxlovid, yeah. I couldn't have I have COVID brain now too. And it's funny because it kind of impacted my work because I didn't take any time off since I work from home and I can just like kind of sit here and mosey on. I kept working, but I had to double check myself. And I had to rip part of this out, but I'm almost to the body now. So I love this color.
Yes, absolutely.
So good.
So good.
What yarn is that?
This is the Sonata. I think it's called Sonata. The Noro solid color.
Nice.
And I got some of the Pride in a blue and a white to do the blue and white one. But we'll see. I'm so busy with my house and all of my it's been the year of sagas for us. I don't know why, but it has been. And the contractor was actually going to start working on our reconstruction this week. And we had to tell him that I have COVID. So he said, sorry, I'm going to wait a week. And we're like, that's okay. We're so used to things happening that I'm just glad he's only putting it off by a week. So I'm good.
I'm glad that you're feeling better and not suffering too much right now.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Oh, but you've got your knitting. Yeah.
Yes.
Did somebody have a question?
Yeah, I did. It's Pat.
Yeah. Hi.
This new yarn, the Haruito.
Yes.
Would that be good for this? It looks like it's a variegated or a graduated color, kind of like what you're wearing, what you did would this be a good yarn for that, or is it too heavy?
It's too heavy. It's a worsted. Yep. And so I think that the Noro, actually, that Miranda is using, the Noro that's the right weight for this is the Kakagori. It's not stripy, but it has these really lovely little tweedy types of flecks. And Miranda is doing hers in 3 colorways of Kakagori. And the main body is like a deep purple, and she's got a deep green, and I think also a deep blue. And because of those tweeds and I was thinking about Beth, your question about striping, because of the tweed flecks among all 3 colors are similar, like there's tweeds of each of the other colors. So it feels quite unified for being a stripy version. But yeah, the Haruito is beautiful. I think it would make an incredible sort of summer. You could do a fun little throw blanket, any kind of summer weight.
This little jacket that you showed, it looks really intriguing, but it's done in the worsted, right?
Yep. Exactly. So that would be perfect for the Haruito. We are supposed to be getting our delivery of the Noro magazines like any day, Kristen said. So I think that design is in the most recent issue of the Noro magazine.
Okay, so that design you couldn't get on Ravelry.
You know what? I didn't stop to look. I think I linked directly to Noro, but I did not look on
Okay.
Ravelry for it. It might be available as a single pattern there.
All right, but we can get the magazine from y'all.
It will be coming, but I don't exactly know when yet.
Okay.
I was just wanting to into the chat. Remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about ergonomics and knitting ergonomics and people experiencing pain. And just today I read a little article that I popped in the chat by Carson Demers, who is that expert physical therapist we spoke about. And it's a really great little short article. Sorry, I'm rolling on my cord. Short article about how a chair is a tool, thinking about your chair as a tool that will help you knit. And it's a really great little quick read that I would highly recommend.
Okay, and where was that?
I just put it in the chat field
okay.
here. Yep,
Yeah.
so you can just click on the link and open it in a tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who else has not spoken today? I'm like going through my little Hollywood squares. Jane. Hi, Jane.
Hi. So I'm very excited. I finished my shift.
Woo!
Wow.
I'm going to spotlight you so we make sure we can see that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shift.
So pretty.
I'm so happy with it. I wore it to work last week on one of the cooler days. And I got so many compliments on it. People were like, "You knit that?" Oh, and they just loved it. They, felt like it just looked very complicated. And I was like, not really, but I'm so happy that I did it. So, but I haven't actually even started my anchors. I did swatch. I've got my needles, went and picked those up. My plan is to get it cast on because I'm going to go see Catherine this weekend. And so she can help me make sure I get started correctly. So, but anyway, very excited about this right now.
The colors
Congratulations.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
On you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's funny when as I was doing it, I kept questioning, I don't know about these colors. I don't know. But once I put it together, I just love it. And it's so soft and it's like, I just want to wear it all the time.
And that's the Machida, I believe. The Malabrigo single ply.
I forget. Yeah, the
Machida.
the pink is a queen Kathmandu.
Oh, is that Kathmandu? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pink. But then, the others, I think that's what they are. So yeah, I love it. Love it. I definitely want to make another one at some point after I do the anchors.
How many different colors is it?
Oh,
I'm sorry?
How many colors is it?
3. So there's
Okay.
a variegated one. Let's see if I can get closer. Variegated, a blue, and then that pink. Yeah, I'm just very happy with the way it came out.
Jane, it's absolutely stunning. And, we were actually just helping somebody pick out yarn for her shift. She's been coming to our Sundays and she said, I just keep seeing people in their shifts and I have to make one. So we're just picking out yarn with her for that. And, I think that we all experience a little bit of maybe color uncertainty when it comes to the shift because it is just hard to predict. It's unlike knitting stripes. It's unlike it's that you're not quite sure how it's going to end up looking. And Kristen and I were reassuring this knitter that, actually you've got 3 great colors. They're going to look great together. We can't exactly predict the specifics, but we think you'll love it because you love those colors, but it's hard. It's a little bit of a leap of faith.
Right. And that's what I felt like. I liked each individual skein. But then as I started doing some of the different sections, I was like, oh, I don't know, like, especially this one where I did the variegated in the background. But putting it all together and then draping it, I love it. So again, I can't wait to do another one in the fall, probably. But it did, I I was noticing, Iris, your collar neckline compared to who was it? Linda? Hold on. Linda,
Yeah,
right?
it's
They,
Linda,
they
yeah.
look very different to me. So
I mean, I have it. So for one, it could be maybe how much ease I chose for mine versus how much ease Linda
Got it.
chose, but also it could be the nature of the fiber. Mine is
Okay.
the Lanella, which has the linen, so maybe it's a little more likely to be open. I know that like the Linda more close fitting collar, I also saw someone that knit hers in cashmerino, and hers was a bit more close fitting and overall was more close fitting to her body. So
Okay.
it could just be body
Got it.
relative to size you pick too.
Okay. I was just wondering if you did something different. So, okay. Modified it at all. Thanks.
Well, congratulations to you. It's stunning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Catherine.
Well, we have Christine, who is camera off, so maybe she might be out walking her dog, which is totally fine. No pressure to participate. And we have Every Knit Stitch Counts, also camera off, which is fine. Fine to be a listener.
Hey.
Hi.
I had went and printed because I'm on the road with my husband all the time. He's a truck driver. So I had seen I seen y'all on YouTube, and then I've been looking at y'all videos ever since y'all did the first sweater with the young lady, the designer. So I said, I'm gonna join them one day. I'll be on this road, I'll be bored sometimes. But I printed out the pattern, and I'm gonna get started on it. But right now I'm knitting this. I don't know if y'all heard of Kniterella. She just came out with this shawl for LYS Day.
Okay, hold on. Let me spotlight you. And can you tell me your name again? Because I don't think I caught it.
Oh, Feeny.
Hi. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Townline.
And this one of the patterns that came out for LYS Day.
Okay.
And I'm just doing that right now. Some easy.
Wonderful. I'm so happy that you're joining us. So can you tell us where in the world you are in the truck right now?
Right now we is leaving Dallas going to North Carolina.
Super cool. Okay. And knitting is so great to have with you on the road. I love that.
Yes, it is.
So do you
Wow,
have
you
the
get to
yarn
knit
to
the
make
whole
there?
time. Wow. You get
Say
to knit
again?
the whole time you're riding.
Yeah, right now I'm in the back of the truck, but my husband is up there driving, and I'm back here. It's like a whole little house or something.
You can make it a yarn studio.
Oh Lord, look at all this yarn.
Oh,
wow.
Yarn over there, yarn up there. I got yarn everywhere. He don't care. He'll take that big old truck. If I find a yarn shop, I don't know how he get in there, but he gonna pull in there.
Oh my God.
I love a little yarn tourism is a good thing. And I will say that when I was just recently driving from Maine to Maryland, I was a little bit salty because on the way down, it was just me as the driver. And I was like, it's just so many hours where I'm sitting here not knitting. Like, this is terrible.
Right. Yeah.
So my son helped with the drive on the way home, and finally I got a little chance to knit. So yay, I'm glad you joined us from the road. I hope you'll be back next week too.
I will. Well, like my grandbaby, she over there asleep. So sometimes we have the grandbaby with us.
Do you drive at all?
Oh no. Cause these people something else out here. But that'll interrupt my knitting. They tried to get me to do it. I told them I got to knit, okay?
I got to knit. No driving for me, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Nice meeting
you.
Nice
Glad
meeting
you're-
You too.
Yeah, glad you're here. Hey, so I just wanted to give everybody the heads up that we are going to have our final celebratory Zoom for the end of this knit along on May 31st, which is a Wednesday. So just keep that date in mind. And I think we're going to do something similar to the last time, which is if you want to email me pictures of either your finished anchor or your anchor in process, just as we get closer to that date. And I'll remind you, it was a really nice little time to do a slideshow to wrap it all up with folks, but we have a few more weeks. So that's
Are you
that.
thinking
And
of, are you thinking of doing another KAL?
well, so because things get so busy for everybody in the summer and it's a little hard to sort of, you know, we're busy in the store, but also everybody's coming and going and with companies. So we're going to hit pause and we're going to start what we're tentatively calling a finish along. And so in June, it sounds like we're going to be doing Sundays in the store, drop in and work on finishing, because, you know, a lot of us have accumulated a few unfinished objects that maybe we might need a little encouragement to finish. And so I haven't talked to Kristen yet about whether that's going to also be online as a community that we could be accountability partners and cheer each other on with finishing. But I'll keep you posted about that. And then we will be picking up our knit alongs. We'll definitely have Socktober, but we have just been talking about whether we might have a return to a knit along possibly as soon as September. So we'll definitely keep folks in the loop. But
Sign me up. Sign me up.
It's so fun to plan and to think and to see everybody's enjoyment and excitement of knitting and trying new patterns and connecting online and in person. And if you're a person who's local, our last in-person meetup is going to be that Memorial Day weekend Sunday, which we know is some people go away and some people have company, but you might just have to make an excuse and say you have a prior engagement at your yarn shop, and anybody who knows you will understand that's important also.
I may be
So any
traveling on that day. I'm going down to Atlanta to visit some friends, and I think I'm driving back on that day. So
on the 31st.
Yeah, so I may miss everybody for the last one. We'll see what time we get home.
Well,
My
unless you
daughter's
can
visiting
zoom in
that.
you could zoom in from the road, just like
I guess I
our friend
could.
here.
Yeah, I might do that.
My daughter's visiting that weekend. Maybe I'll bring her to Camden.
I say do it. It's fun. It's a good little day trip for you. Well, listen, we are just about almost at a few minutes before 6, but does anybody have any more questions or something to add in our last moments today?
Just good to see Ronnie back. Glad you're feeling better, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Glad
Thank
you
you
this
so
last
much.
couple of weeks.
Thank you. It's been a long year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I see the light at the end of the tunnel finally.
Yay.
So. And we can all get COVID vaccines, boosters now.
And Jennifer, I'm glad that you're recovering too.
Was your illness related to COVID?
No, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an update that now you can get the COVID vaccine, the booster.
Okay.
Oh, I've had the vaccines and all the boosters, and I still got it.
Yeah, that is sad.
I got it very mild.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I work from home, so I'm not sure where I got it.
Yeah, because I don't go out either except for the grocery store or wherever. And so far I've not had it either. So that's kind of scary.
Well, I go swimming at the Y, so I might have picked it up at the Y.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody there had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I have it so mild, it's fine. I'll be okay.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Good.
It was nice to see everybody.
Nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, and we'll see some more progress reports, hopefully.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Take good care.
Bye-bye.